Good morning, everybody. I just want to thank everybody that took the time out to listen to my audio recordings and those that have been watching my posts that I placed out there pertaining to my wife's situation, because no one is above the law. And I want to thank everybody, and I want to ask everybody that you guys continue to follow this matter and stand with me and continue to share this matter, because injustice for one is injustice for all. So I just want to thank you guys, and I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the comments, the negative and the positive ones. I want to thank you guys and continue to weigh in on this situation and continue to follow. Well, I just came back today to continue my plight and pursue a justice for my wife. So you guys just sit back and continue to listen to everything that I put out there. Because like I said, I'm going to expose everybody that played a role in this matter one by one. I will expose you guys to the public. Yes, I want to start back off again with Mr. Kentwood Taylor and his wife, Camille Taylor. You guys are a big disgrace to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You guys should be ashamed of what y'all did. And the Minister of National Security, Marvin Dames, and the Commissioner of Police of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Anthony Ferguson, you guys ought to be ashamed as well. Because these individuals still wearing the Royal Bahamas Police Force uniform, and they walk around here like nothing ever happened. What are you guys waiting on? You waiting for them to cover up the next case before you guys do what is right in this matter? What are you guys telling me and my family and the public? And you guys want the public to trust y'all? How can the public trust you guys? How can? You guys gonna have to do what is right. Like I say, I'm gonna continue to expose everybody that played a role in this matter, because no one is above the law. And I'm gonna expose you guys one by one. Yes, I want to start back off again with Mr. Kentwood Taylor and his wife, Camille Taylor. Like I said before, I will continue to expose you guys, because no one is above the law. You guys are a big disgrace to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And the Minister of National Security, Marvin Dames, the Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson, you guys should be ashamed. You guys should really be ashamed for having these two individuals still wearing the Royal Bahamas Police Force uniform after what they did. They wearing their uniform to protect and to serve the people of this country, not to betray the badge. And you guys have still got these people walking around here in uniforms. How many other cases you want these guys to continue to cover up? When are you guys going to put an end to this? You guys should be ashamed for what these two individuals and all the rest of the officers that was under their watch did in this matter. You guys should be ashamed. And you want the public to trust you guys? How can the public trust you guys? How can? Yes, in 2017, almost 4 years after the accident, they had a little kangaroo coroner's inquest in the district of 8 Mile Rock. And when I had Mr. Kentwood Taylor on the stand, and I asked him, did he ever tell Latoya Williamson to come see him at his office the very next day? He stated to me, mind you, this man swore on the Bible, took an oath, and he stated that when he got on the scene, that everybody that was involved in the accident was already transported to the hospital. So I asked him what time did he got on the scene. He said he arrived at 12:50, 10 minutes to 1. And when he got there, all parties that was involved in the accident was already transported to the hospital. But when I asked Latoya Williamson, did Mr. Taylor, told her to come see him the very next day, and she stated, yeah. So it was asked, where were you when Mr. Taylor confronted you about that? And she stated that she was in the ambulance. Say he came to the ambulance and told her to come see him the very next day. So isn't that a lie that he told? Somebody's lying. Isn't that a lie he told? He stated that when he got there, all parties was already transported to the hospital, but yet the so-called lady who claims she was driving, Latoya Williamson, she stated at her own mouth that Mr. Kentwood Taylor came to her while she was in the ambulance and told her to come see him at his office the very next day. So why the special treatment? Then on top of that, Mr. Kentwood Taylor, I have documented proof where you lied. You committed perjury. I have documented proof where when you claim that you got there at 12:50, I have proof, Mr. Kentwood Taylor, that everybody, both drivers, everybody that was supposed to have been transported to the hospital, I have documented proof where they were still at the scene. So that means you committed perjury. I mean, you lied. You lied. Why so much lies, Mr. Kentwood Taylor? Why so much lie? Then on top of that, when I questioned your wife, Miss Kimberly Taylor, and I asked her, did she communicate it? Did she participate in the investigation? She stated to me, no. She stayed on the side of the road. She didn't communicate with no officer, with nobody. She stayed on the side of the road. But then when I showed her a picture herself, this very same picture here that I showed her around the vehicle that killed my wife, talking to all of your workers. And when I showed her the picture and I asked her, isn't this you in a conversation around the vehicle that killed my wife? And she stated, yes, that's me in a conversation. She stated that she never knew pictures exist. So that means if the picture never exists, she would have continued lying. You see what type of people we dealing with? And you guys walk around here in the public, and you're probably going to church and making it seem like you guys are so honest, but you guys have been so dirty and corrupt. And I'm going to continue to expose you guys. So I want all you guys, all the doubters that was doubting me and believing everything these people were saying, continue to follow this matter here, because there's always two sides to every story. They had their part to tell. Now it's my turn. So who's making all the sense? Who you guys believing now? These guys remaining silent. I keep trying to get them to break their silence and come out publicly and tell the public that I'm lying about what I'm saying. Anybody from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Mr. Kentwood Taylor, your wife Kimberly Taylor, Latoya Williamson, Aaron Stubbs, anybody from the AG office, Mr. Carl Bettel, the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Garvin Gaskin, all those that's responsible to see that justice is carried out, I want you guys to come out and tell the public that I'm lying. What do you guys still remain inside? What are you guys staying inside the closet for? Just come out publicly and tell the people that what I'm saying is not true. But you guys are gonna continue to do like I thought you guys would, remain silent, hoping that this is not going nowhere. This not going, and this is not justice. This is not justice where I have to be doing what I'm doing right now. This is not justice, Minister Carl Bettel, the Attorney General of the Bahamas. This is not justice, the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Garvin Gaskin. This is not justice, the Minister of National Security, Marvin Dames. This is not justice, the Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson. This is not justice, the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. This is not justice where I have to be exposing the corruption that transpired in this matter. And everybody's just sitting here, and acting as though nothing ever happened. Everybody's just sitting here thinking that this is going to blow away. It's not blowing away. Why can't you guys see it's just getting worse? I didn't create this mess. These very same two officers, Mr. Kent Whittier and his wife, they created this mess, along with other individuals within the government under the previous administration. You guys know what's going on. What are you guys ashamed that somebody like me in the public exposing the system, how corrupt the system is? Not everybody in the public is stupid. So I just want you guys to know that. And I'm quite sure you already seen that already. Not everybody in the public is naive. You guys been getting away with this type of practice for far too long. For far too long. And it's time that this is time for this to be put to rest. God is not pleased with what you guys doing. And always remember, when God is not pleased with something, he's always sending somebody that you guys least expect to shame you guys and bring you guys down. So if you guys don't believe in God, and if you do believe in God, you can't be believing in the God that I believe in, because you guys would have never did what y'all did in this matter. So I'm going to continue to expose you guys one by one. Yeah, is another one of these so-called witness that Mr. Kent Whittier handpicked. You know, he's such a corrupt officer. He handpicked everybody that he wanted to corroborate his story. But little did he know that everybody would have committed perjury. This guy, Ollie Ferguson used to be the manager for Freeport News at the time in Grand Bahama. And I had a video of Mr. Ollie Ferguson the day of the accident on the scene. And he was pointing towards my white van, and he was pointing towards the east. So anybody in their right mind could have determined what he was saying. He was saying the van was coming from the east. But here it is in his statement that he gave the police that he was on the right. He was on Pioneer's Way on the right lane, facing the west, heading west. There was two cars ahead of him. And he said that the car that got hit was the first car that moved. But he know for a fact that they had the green light. I just want you guys to just pause for a minute and just listen to what I have to say carefully. And just to see how dirty our system is, see how dirty our prosecutor was in this matter, Neil Bradway, the judge, Gwendolyn Claude, everybody who played a role in this matter. If Ollie Ferguson stated that he was in the right lane, two cars was ahead of him, and he know for a fact that the car that got hit was one of the cars that was ahead of him. Okay, my wife never hit any vehicle. She got hit. And if this was supposed to have been the car that he tried to lie and cover for Mr. Kent Whittier, saying the silver car got hit, how can the silver car be two cars ahead of you, heading west, when this lady stated her own mouth that she was supposed to have been driving, she was supposed to be on the left lane upon his way heading east? So how is that possible for you, Mr. Ollie Ferguson, to be on the right lane? There are two cars in front of you, and the car that got hit was the first car to the front. Well, I got news flash. The only car that you could have been talking about, Mr. Ferguson, where you committed perjury, was my wife's van. Because all the evidence indicating, and all my witnesses said, it was her making that right turn. So how could it be LaToya Williamson's car, which her son Aaron Stowe was driving, supposed to be in the opposite direction from you, heading east, and you heading west? How is that possible? How is that possible, Mr. Ferguson? How is that possible, Mr. Carl Bethel? How is that possible, the Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson? How is that? There's two different directions these cars are going. There's only one possibility. It was my wife. And Green Slate stated, it's all documented. I got photographs of the same, my wife, Her wheel is still turning in the right turn position. You guys know these stuff, but you guys are so corrupt. But I will continue to expose you guys one by one. And I challenge anybody from the AG office, and I challenge anybody from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, all these individuals that I've been exposing. I challenge you guys to come out and tell the people that what I'm saying is false. Something has to be done. This is not justice. This is not the way democracy is supposed to run. You guys gonna have to do what is right, Attorney General Carl Bethel, and all those in the AG office, the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of National Security. You guys gonna have to do what is right. And I'm keep reaching out and I'm keep begging out for the Prime Minister to get involved. You have to get involved in this matter. This is a big disgrace. Yes, it relates to this former police officer on the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Mr. Bernard Swan, I think that's his name. He came out with an audio recording about maybe 2 weeks ago where he stated that the Royal Bahamas Police Force doesn't do any proper investigation. Well, after my experience with the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division in Grand Bahama, everything that he said, I have to believe him. Because if they didn't did their investigation, and if they did a proper investigation, I wouldn't have been doing what I've been doing for the past 6 years, fighting for justice for my wife, doing my own investigation. And on top of that, I had a meeting with the former Commissioner of Police over 4 years ago, Mr. Ellison Greenslade, where I laid out facts and evidence. And he stated out his own mouth that if his detective would have did half of the job that I'm doing, they would have been on their game on this road. So I guess you guys will go ahead, and I guess you guys will go ahead the same way you guys trying to down this guy, Bernard's officer, the former officer Bernard Swan, try to make it seem like he's lying about what he was saying. Here it is, you got Ellison Greenslade, the former Commissioner of Police, who worked traffic for many years, validating everything that this former officer said, Bernard Swan. He validating his claim that the Royal Bahamas Police Force doesn't do proper investigation. So I guess you guys will say Mr. Greenslade is lying too. This is one case I refuse to let these individuals get away with this. So the Minister of National Security, Marvin Daines, and the Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson, you guys have to do what is right. You got to do what is right. The public is losing trust in the Royal Bahamas Police Force. So you guys going to have to do the unthinkable. You guys going to have to start charging some of your very own to restore law and order back in this country, especially within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You know, until you guys do that, you guys going to always have chaos on the street. You guys going to always have problems within the system. You know, in order for the system to change, it starts from the top. It starts from the top. How you expect for crime to drop when crime is being committed by the very same set of people or the very same crew that's supposed to be preventing crime from happening? So it's gonna always be a problem until you guys fix the problem. The problem is in the street, guys. The problem is start from up top. Where there's corruption at the top, there's gonna always be problem to the bottom. So you guys gonna have to fix this problem. You're gonna have to deal with it because it's been going on too long, and it's such a disgrace that I have to be doing what I'm doing now just to get justice. That is not justice, Minister Carl Bethel. That's not justice. The Commissioner of Police, Anthony Ferguson. This is not justice. The Minister of National Security. This is not justice. The Prime Minister of the Bahamas. This is not justice. The Director of Public Prosecution. where a citizen has to do their own investigation, and on top of that, got all the facts and the evidence, and you guys are still playing dumb. You guys are still walking around here as if, hey, it don't matter. You know, a life was lost. Yeah, you know, yeah, the Royal Bahamas Police Force screwed this one up. And I suppose just sit back and accept that. This is what you guys telling me. You guys gonna have to do what is right, because you got the world is watching. The world is watching the Bahamas. The world is watching our judicial system. We're already known for being corrupt. Somebody gonna have to do what is right in this matter. It's been going on too long. Too long. In the hurting part, you got these very same set of officers and these very same individual that was a part of this, from the prosecutor to the judge and all that. You guys got these guys from still in our judicial system sitting up in the courtroom. What is this? What type of country are we living in? We're living in a corrupt country, man. That you guys know these stuff was going on. You guys allowing these people to sit in our judicial system? The Bahamas, we need help. We need outside help. We need help from the United Nations. We need help from Scotland Yard or something. Somebody need to hear our cry in the Bahamas, because the people in the Bahamas is hurting from our politicians and from our leaders. We need help. We need help badly, because our system is too corrupt. From the head on down, it's corrupt in this country, and it's so bad because the poor people is the one who's feeling the effect. But I just want the public to know that united we stand, divided we fall. So we're going to have to stand for what is right in this country, because this is the reason why our leaders and our politicians, this is the reason why they can do and get away with what they want to do. Because they see the Bahamian public, the Bahamian society is not together. We don't stand for nothing. So I'm begging the public that we start standing for what is right. And like I say, injustice for one is injustice for all. Yes, to the manager of Bahamas First, Mr. Darville, I'll appreciate if you guys can get involved in this matter and launch an investigation into how is that possible that a claim can be taken out under my insurance before this matter even came to court. So I'm asking you guys that you do the right thing into this matter. Like I said, things just isn't right in this matter. And I will continue to weed out the dirty work that transpired in this matter. Yes, to the Director of Public Prosecution, Mr. Garvin Gaskin, and the Attorney General, Carl Beth. Little me could see all the dirty work that transpired in this matter. And it's no doubt in my mind that, and you guys know, the judge, Gwendolyn Claude, the prosecutor at the time, Neil Bradway, all these individuals are part of this conspiracy. When I met you in 2018, April 18, Minister Carl Beth, and I explained to you that they had a sham inquest all the way in 8 Mile Rock, and you told me that no way that could have happened. It's impossible for a matter that happened in Freeport to be heard in 8 Mile Rock. Well, I'm still waiting for you guys to explain to me, how they did it happen. There's only one scenario that it was everything was planned out from day one to have it up there in the front of this dirty judge. Yes, I just want you guys to know that I will continue to expose each and every individual in this matter. So on my next recording, I will expose the rest of you guys one by one, because no one is above the law.